Gonna be honest, I don't like many of DreamWorks projects. They've made some of my least favorite movies of all time. Boss Baby, Trolls, Turbo, and many others. But they also made some of my favorites as well. Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Home, Megamind, and the masterpiece, The Prince of Egypt, which is a phenomenal film and adaptation, by the way. It's just so good. Today we're gonna be focusing on one of DreamWorks' better projects in animation, a show that has a wide cast of characters and personalities that I'm very happy to have seen mesh together really well and bounce off. A show that demonstrates not only good animation and writing, but also shows how much love got put into it. This show is absolutely crazy. I don't think I've been this in love with the show since Infinity Train and the Boondocks. Seriously, this show is not only a surprise from DreamWorks, but a really good step in the right direction for their cartoons. If you don't know, Kipo in the Age of Wonderbeasts, just gonna be calling it Kipo from now on, revolves around a young girl named Kipo who's been living her entire life in a burrow, until one day she's thrown into an adventure onto the surface world where everything is trying to kill her, even the adorable ones.
On the surface world.
But she meets some friends along the way to help her out. First off, the art style the show has is really good, going with really bright color tones to complement the characters' color palettes. Which, by the way, if you guys have seen my Nichijou video, you know I love brighter colors in animation. It just makes things pop out more to me and gives a little more life and feel. I also love how they contrast darker colors to give the show a more chill feel during the nighttime. There have been plenty of times during the first season where I just had to pause the episode and look at the beautiful backgrounds. These amazing backgrounds also help build the world that the show wants to build. And it really helps out that the show has a really good animation style to back it up. Because this is an action series, it should also have some really good fights and pacing, and oh, it does. Every single one, and I mean every single one of the action scenes in the show are the most hyped things ever. Even though we don't see much during the beginning, they're accompanied with stylized high speed and intense music, not only helping to add character progression subtly, but also moving the characters from one segment to the next in the most fluid way possible. Going crazier and crazier while even making the feckin' pig catch an axe in the first season. A feckin' pig, axe, with its mouth at point blank, even to having a giant bunny come out of the ground and have a giant explosion following it. It's seriously freaking crazy.
We may not have sunshine or starlight or weather, but we've got each other.
That's even better.
Now, one thing I want to talk about and mention before slightly is the music, which in an attempt to avoid copyright, I'll only be speaking about for only just a bit. The music in the show is chosen perfectly, whether it's a fast-paced song for the action sequences or a slower, more calm one to get you sucked into the scene more, giving a sense revealed that the world is stuck in time since humans left the surface years ago. It adds a little more atmosphere to the soundtrack, and honestly really happy they chose to go with that feeling because it's just an overall good time and vibe. From a good old group song and dance of Yum Yum Hammerpaw talking about all of his victories and stories, to a psychedelic song such as Purple Jaguar Eye, a song that feels like it belongs in the 70s to 80s or even in a David Bowie or Gorillaz album. The show even has the most psychedelic sequence ever that plays with the animation style and giving you a sense of wonder that also makes you move and feel weird watching. Everything about the animation is just so fun and amazing, making everything on screen even crazier. Even the antagonist's song is really fun and good, giving us a vibe that he's calm and collected, while also giving us a glimpse that he's a little unhinged and crazy, but really intimidating. The music in the show is just a perfect mashup with a really good style. Anyways, I think that's enough for the music without getting into any trouble, so let's move on to the story and the main reason why I love this show. The story for the show is actually pretty basic. Our main protagonist is thrown into a world he or she doesn't really know anything about and has to figure a way to get back home or survive in their new surroundings. You know, the standard fish out of water story plot thread, but I like how the show does it differently, choosing to evolve to different threads and giving us more information of our main group of characters over the course of the show. I love how it develops from a girl just wanting to get back home, to saving the human race while also trying to help mutes understand that they can live together, to finally a possible redemption story for our main antagonist, which that last point is still yet to be resolved by the looks of it. There are plenty of different plot points throughout the show that intrigued me the most, that kept me coming back more and more as the season progressed and led me on. Two of those plot points being the backstory for Wolf and our main antagonist Scarlet. Well, sure, there are more plot points throughout the show that I think deserve more attention. Wolf and Scarlet's backstories are the most intriguing ones to me. Also, am I the only one who grabs onto the theory that she may be from an old burrow? I don't know, just wondering. While Wolf's story is a little more of a basic concept, a little girl raised by wolves and being taught to survive by them is actually really saddening. You see, Wolf was adopted by a family of wolf mutes. After a little while of not being accepted by the pack, Wolf eventually befriends a pup by the name of Margot that became her closest friend. After a year or so of living, playing, and growing alongside her pack, Wolf is shocked and blindsided one day when her wolf parents reveal that they only trained her and raised her so that she could be the perfect prey one day. Wolf's betrayal and shock multiplies when even her closest friend rejects her for being human.
You said we were a pack. We're wolves. You're a human.
Wolf barely manages to escape afterwards, but not without presumably taking down one of them. Presumably the mother's, as indicated by the blank markings on her and the pelt's ears. I honestly love how subtly throughout the first season we get glimpses of her backstory through flashbacks and just how developed her story is. Having to run away and be hunted by the people/mutes that she considered family is honestly crazy dark when you think about it. I actually would love to see if there were many of the wolves left that hunted her down. Though a tweet from the creator of the show seems to say or suggest that the majority of the wolves got away, or she let them live. I wonder if this would become an important plot point in season 3 or possibly a season 4 if the third season isn't the finale that many speculate it to be. Now that's just one plot point. While Wolf's story is a little more on the sad side, Scarlet's story is way more tragic and actually makes you feel sympathy for the little sweet mandrill that he used to be. Scarlet, originally named Hugo, is a mandrill turned mute who was originally one of several test subjects used by burrow residents in order to isolate the mute mutagen and find a way to reverse its effects to return humans and civilization back to how it was. He was then put under the care of Leo and Song Oak, Kipo's parents. Hugo was actually a very intelligent and sweet mandrill at first. He had a shy side in the past and had a very strong love for Leo and Song. He also had a very strong desire to express himself through song. The activity, not the person. And after reading a book about kings with Leo and Song, he also developed his love for royalty and how he wished to be free.
Sure, yes, I'm rather bored and could use some release. But it's hardly worth the risk. I think you'd easily agree.
One day, Leo and Song were able to isolate the mute mutagen, but at that moment, they both realized the consequences of what they were working on and doing. With Hugo, they agreed to keep his abilities a secret from Emilia and planned to escape the burrow as soon as little Kipo was born. Oh, she's such a little cutie now, isn't she? One late night while Hugo was playing his piano, Emilia came into her room and heard him playing it. Desperately trying to protect Hugo, but unsuccessful, Hugo's puppet pheromones were discovered when he splashed on a burrow scientist who was trying to get a blood sample from him. Hugo was then imprisoned by Emilia and forced him to run on a treadmill to harvest his pheromones. Time went on as poor Hugo was forced to make pheromones for Emilia day in and out. Just a few days after Kipo was born, Emilia went to confront the couple about Song's pregnancy, since she found out that they infused Kipo's DNA with the mute Jaguar's DNA. Though during their confrontation, Song fell over a ledge and her mute genes, which she had acquired from pregnancy, activated in response to her fear, transforming into a 6-armed giant mega monkey and caused the destruction of the burrow. Once Hugo was exposed to the surface, he began to learn mute ways and used his heightened pheromones to protect himself, forcing him to abandon the lessons Leo and Song taught him. Unfortunately, after Leo revealed that he unintentionally abandoned him in the rubble, Hugo's emotional and mental state began to deteriorate, feeling that Leo never cared for him and abandoned him, therefore causing him to break down and become what we know as Scarlet. I love these two main plot points. I especially love the way they handle Hugo's story. It perfectly contrasts to the tough, mean, yet sophisticated mandrill that we see during the course of the show, choosing to show and not just tell, and how there's a possibility he could be redeemed. I honestly want to see his character progress more and more as the show continues over the course of the next season and possibly the one after that. It would be really nice to see this tough, mean, but gentle character be redeemed and become the happy man-girl that he used to be before everything happened. Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts is a show that surprised me a lot, especially something that was made by DreamWorks, an animation studio that I kinda lost faith in a while back ago. It's filled with so much backstory and colorful characters that I absolutely love. The animation, music, and of course, the story is on point every step of the way. I can't stress this enough. I love this show. It left me with tons of questions regarding the world they live in, like for example, what caused the animals to become intelligent and forced the humans to go underground. I really do hope they answer these questions of mine in the 3rd season. If you haven't already and somehow managed to miss the spoiler warning at the beginning, seriously, I really hope you guys go check out the show because man, it's a ride. Thank you to my friend Lost Child for introducing me to the show, and thank you to my script checker Hollow and my lovely patrons for supporting the channel while I've been gone. I really hope to keep making these type of videos. They're a lot more fun to make than, just my standard VR chat content and gaming stuff. Anyways, that's enough of me taking your time. I'll see you guys in the next video. I wonder what show I should do next. Is Breaking Bad on Netflix still? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what about BNA? Oh, I gotta go do that. Oh, that's gonna be way more fun.